John McAfee, found dead today in a prison cell in Spain. He was 75, and a wild ride of a life it was.
Ever wondered what makes a tech icon stand out from the rest? John McAfee, the antivirus software pioneer, led a lifetime marked by innovation and controversy. From evading authorities to engaging in criminal activities, McAfee's story seems almost unbelievable. But how did it all unfold? Well, let's find out. The tech world has given us some serious interesting personalities over the years, like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg with their geek vibes, or the big egos like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. They're everywhere, just like the brands they created, and you can't really escape them. But even these guys seem pretty normal compared to John McAfee. He's not just a tech legend, he's one of the wildest, most notorious people ever. McAfee's life is so crazy, it sounds made up. We're talking about money, tons of drugs, guns, women, Bitcoin, jail time, and even 2 runs for president. People say if someone like him didn't exist, you'd have to make him up. But no one would believe his story. It's kind of weird to link him to the product that made him rich. After jumping around various tech jobs in the US, McAfee hit the jackpot with the antivirus software that still has his name on it. Compared to other software, McAfee's software isn't exactly exciting. It's not got the sleek look of an iPhone or the cool factor of a Tesla. You won't see Aaron Sorkin writing a movie about it. It quietly keeps our computers safe and occasionally bugs to renew our subscriptions, which is totally opposite to the wildlife of its creator. John McAfee was born in England in 1945, while his American dad was stationed there. The family moved to Virginia when John was young, and he eventually graduated from Roanoke College with a math degree. When he was 15, a major event shaped his life. His alcoholic father, who often abused his family, committed suicide. McAfee later admitted in a 2013 interview that he thinks about his dad every day. Despite inheriting his dad's love for booze, McAfee pursued a PhD in maths in Louisiana, but got kicked out for sleeping with an undergrad. He learned to code while hopping between various jobs, eventually creating a system for routing trains at Missouri Pacific Railroad. During this time, he got into LSD and other drugs. By the 1970s, McAfee was in Silicon Valley, bouncing from job to job and indulging in drugs and alcohol. In 1983, he quit his job at Omex, where his daily routine included cocaine, quaaludes and scotch, and considered suicide. With help from a therapist, he found his way to AA and got sober. By 1986, the first PC virus was created by 2 brothers in Pakistan. Working for Lockheed at the time saw the potential danger of these viruses. He started McAfee Associates from his home, developing antivirus software. His success wasn't just in creating the software, but also in marketing and hyping up the threat of viruses. By the end of the decade, McAfee Associates was making nearly $5 million a year, with some of the biggest companies in the US using his software. In 1989, McAfee wrote a book called Computer Viruses, Worms, Data Diddlers, Killer Programs, and Other Threats to Your System, where he outlined his concerns about the dangers facing computer users. In 1992, a new virus named Michelangelo showed up, and McAfee warned it could infect millions of computers worldwide. His software sales skyrocketed, and McAfee Associates went public. The Michelangelo virus didn't cause as much damage as predicted, infecting only a few thousand computers. But it made McAfee rich. So, what went wrong? McAfee left his company in 1994 and kept his shares 2 years later for about $100 million. After that, he seemed to live a calm life, advertising startups, lecturing at Stanford, and starting other ventures like Tribal Voice, which created the PowWow instant messaging service. He even founded a yoga retreat, wrote books about spirituality, and donated computers to schools. It looked like he was enjoying a peaceful retirement. Then, in 2008, McAfee's fortune dropped to about $4 million, and he had to sell many of his assets. By 2010, he'd moved to Belize, bought land and started a cigar business, a coffee company and a pharmaceutical company called Quorumex with microbiologist Alison Adonisio. They hoped Quorumex would develop new antibiotics. But McAfee's life in Belize got weird. He started hanging out at bars, getting drunk, and also left his longtime girlfriend for a 16-year-old. And his lifestyle involved more guns, girls, and drugs. He donated arms and equipment to local police, which may have helped him avoid trouble for a while. But in 2012, McAfee was arrested in Belize for making meth and having an unlicensed weapon, though the charges were dropped. Later that year, his neighbour, Greg Fall, was found shot dead, and McAfee became a suspect. They had allegedly argued over McAfee's dogs, which were poisoned. McAfee fled to Guatemala, claiming he feared the police wanted to kill him and that Fall's killer might have been targeting him instead. Meanwhile, by 2016, a film named Gringo: The Dangerous Life of John McAfee, directed by Nanetta Bernstein, was released. The film made several serious accusations about McAfee's time in Belize, which he didn't really deny. Some of the worst claims included him hiring thugs to torture and kill Fall, and Andonisio accusing him of drugging and sexually assaulting her before she escaped his compound. McAfee was eventually caught in Guatemala after a magazine posted a photo of him with GPS metadata still embedded in it. He also had heart problems while in custody, but managed to avoid extradition to Belize and was sent back to the US instead. But in the States, McAfee's wild behaviour continued. He openly criticised the antivirus software he created and the company that bore his name. In 2013, he posted a YouTube video titled "How to Uninstall McAfee Antivirus," featuring himself with scantily clad women, guns, and snorting bath salts. More arrests followed for having a firearm while drunk, driving under the influence, and having high-caliber weapons and ammo, which got him a 4-day stay in a Dominican jail. Meanwhile, suspicion surrounding Fall's death, with a Florida court ruling against him in a wrongful death lawsuit and ordering him to pay Fall's family $25 million. With all this chaos, McAfee decided to try politics. Like many wealthy Americans, he hated paying taxes, which led him to seek the Libertarian Party's presidential nominations in 2016. He also pushed for widespread cryptocurrency use, but the Libertarian voters placed him third, likely because of his extreme reputation. He might have had better luck with the Republicans. McAfee tried again for the Libertarian nominations in 2020, aiming for the vice presidential spot, but came third again. This showed that Libertarians might not be as wild as people think. McAfee's love for cryptocurrencies was just as intense as everything else in his life. In 2017, he boldly predicted Bitcoin would hit $500,000 by December 2020, and he said he'd eat my dick on national television if it didn't in an X-tweet. The next year, he upped his prediction to $1 million. But Bitcoin wasn't McAfee's only focus. Over the past few years, he also promoted various crypto projects. And now the SEC accuses him of not disclosing his interests in them. He was involved with the Ghost ecosystem, which included a privacy coin and an exchange. But he left earlier this year, calling Ghost CEO Josh Case an idiot. However, from a Spanish jail cell, he tweeted that his feud with Ghost management was over and he was back on board. In 2021, it came out that McAfee's charged $105,000 per tweet to promote crypto products. Many who paid for his services weren't happy with the results. His Bitcoin mining company, MGT Capital, is suspected of running a pump and dump scheme, promoting coins and then selling them off when prices increased. The SEC's actions have since made McAfee more cautious about promoting anything for a fee. Later, McAfee was arrested in Spain while trying to board a flight to Turkey. He resided in a prison in Barcelona until 23rd June 2021, when the Spanish National Court agreed to deport him to face charges in Tennessee. Just a few hours later, McAfee took his own life in prison. Towards the end of his life, McAfee used the internet to lobby for his innocence and reputation. Just days before his death, he tweeted on June 17th, "I have nothing. Yeah, I regret nothing." He also referenced Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide, tweeting, "Knowing that if I hang myself, a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine." However, this was not the end of the story. McAfee's ex-wife, Janice McAfee, does not believe he committed suicide. She points to a tattoo he got 2 years before his death, which he tweeted about saying, "If I suicide myself, I didn't, I was whacked." McAfee also claimed to have incriminating information on powerful people and threatened to reveal it if he was jailed or killed. As of August 2022, McAfee's body remains in a Spanish morgue a year after his death, with Janice's legal case for further investigation still unresolved. Despite his claims, there is no credible evidence that McAfee's death in Spain was murder. So, what does McAfee's wild and chaotic life say about the tech industry and its larger-than-life personalities? Don't forget to comment down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.